Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the Luana English Podcast, the show where we level up your English while talking about the things that actually matter. I'm Luana.
And I'm Joe Samar. It's great to be back in the booth with you, Luana. What's on the menu for today?
Well, today we are tackling a massive topic. It's something you've probably seen in the news or on social media. We're talking about Universal Basic Income, or UBI.
Ah, the free money debate.
Exactly. Imagine if every single month the government sent a check to your bank account, no questions asked, just for existing. Should we do it? Is it even possible?
It's a fascinating topic because it touches on economics, psychology, and even the future of robots.
Robots and money. Stick around, everyone, because we're going to dive into the pros and cons, and as always, we'll help you pick up some natural English along the way. So, Josemar, let's start with the basics. If the government offered you, say, $1,000 a month with no strings attached, would you keep working?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? To be honest, I think I would still work. I like my job. But maybe I'd feel less stressed. I wouldn't have to worry about making ends meet every single month.
I agree. I think for many people, UBI acts like a safety net. If you lose your job or if your industry changes because of automation, robots taking over, you don't end up on the street.
Right, and that's one of the main arguments for it. Supporters say it reduces poverty and gives people the freedom to be creative. Maybe someone has a great business idea, but they're too afraid to start because they can't afford to fail.
Exactly. It's about empowering people. But playing devil's advocate here, what about the cost? Where does that money come from?
Well, that's where the critics chip in. They argue it's way too expensive. We're talking trillions of dollars. They say the government would have to raise taxes significantly, which might hurt the economy in other ways.
And what about the laziness factor? Some people think that if you give people money for nothing, they'll just sit on the couch and watch TV all day. They won't have any incentive to work.
It's a common fear. But interestingly, Luana, there have been trials, small experiments, in places like Finland and Kenya. In most of those cases, people didn't stop working. They actually used the money for better food, education, or even starting small shops.
That's surprising. So it's more about security than laziness.
Precisely. It gives you a bit of breathing room. But we also have to consider the universal part. Should a billionaire get the same $1,000 as someone struggling to buy groceries?
That does feel a bit weird, doesn't it? If it's universal, it goes to everyone. Some say that's the only way to make it fair and avoid bureaucracy. All those complicated forms and rules. If everyone gets it, you don't need 1,000 government workers checking your bank account.
True. It simplifies the whole welfare system. But man, the debate is heated. Some see it as a utopian dream, and others see it as an economic disaster waiting to happen.
Okay, let's take a breath. That was a lot of big ideas. Now for our deep dive. Let's look at some of the language we used. Josemar, can you explain the phrase making ends meet for our listeners?
Definitely. This is a classic idiom for B1 and B2 learners. To make ends meet means to have just enough money to pay for your basic needs, like rent, food, and bills. If you're struggling to make ends meet, you're having a hard time surviving financially.
Great one. I also use the phrase no strings attached.
I love that one. It means there are no special conditions or hidden requirements. If I give you a gift with no strings attached, I don't expect anything in return. In the case of UBI, it means the government gives you the money without checking if you're looking for a job or how you spend it.
Perfect. And one more thing I want to touch on is a cultural nuance. In many English-speaking cultures, there's a very strong work ethic.
Oh, absolutely. The idea that you get what you work for.
Right. So when we talk about UBI, the resistance often isn't just about the money, it's about the cultural belief that nothing in life is free. In English, we often say there's no such thing as a free lunch.
That's a powerful proverb. It basically means you can't get something for nothing. There's always a hidden cost. That's why the UBI debate is so emotional for people. It challenges that old saying.
Time for our vocabulary summary. We've picked 5 key terms from today's chat. Josemar, do you want to start?
Sure. 1. Safety net. Noun. A system, like insurance or government help, that protects you from disaster. Example, having some savings in the bank is a great safety net if you lose your job. 2. Automation. Noun. The use of machines or robots to do work instead of humans. Example, many factory workers are worried that automation will replace their roles. 3. Incentive. Noun. Something that encourages you to act or work harder. Example, the company offered a bonus as an incentive for employees to meet their targets. 4. Empower. Verb. To give someone the power, confidence, or ability to do something. Example, the new scholarship is designed to empower students from low-income families. 5. Bureaucracy. Noun. A complicated system of rules and processes, often in government. Example, I tried to get a new passport, but there was so much bureaucracy that it took 3 months.
And that is our time for today. Wow, time flies by when you're talking about the future of the world.
It really does. So, listeners, what do you think? Is universal basic income a brilliant idea or a dangerous dream?
Here is your call to action. Try to use one of our 5 vocabulary words today in a sentence. Maybe tell a friend about a safety net you have or complain about some bureaucracy you dealt with.
Practice makes perfect. Thanks for listening to the Luana English Podcast.
Catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Goodbye.